What's up, friends, and welcome back to the channel. So in this week's best of episode, we are plunging headfirst into the ice bath arena. From barrels to baths and heck, even chest freezers, there are really more options than ever when it comes to getting cold, which can be really great for saving money, but absolutely terrible for decision making. So to help you out with that, I have narrowed this list down to just 2 of the best ice bath options I've tried this year. And so those include the ice barrel and the Morosko forge. So in this video, we are going to cover what it is exactly that makes these 2 so great, and we'll address some of the pretty important factors that you might want to consider before buying, one of which is space. So let's keep it up with these water metaphors and dive straight into it with the most affordable tub I've tried, the ice barrel. And as the name suggests, this is in fact a barrel, 3.5 feet tall to be exact, made from non-toxic recycled plastic that can store up to 105 gallons of water, but doesn't weigh a ton when it's empty, which is great because I did move it around a lot. But thankfully, it also takes up a heck of a lot less space than a traditional ice bath, and it doesn't have to be plugged in. Well, unless you buy a chiller, but more on that in a sec. Another plus for me is that the ice barrel is surprisingly aesthetic. Yes, it is a plastic barrel at the end of the day, but somehow it doesn't look cheap. And it even comes with a lid and a UV cover so you can actually keep it protected if you store it outside. But perhaps the biggest selling point for me, because despite being type A, I can also be inherently lazy, is that the ice barrel is relatively low fuss to set up. You just fill it up with water, dump in some ice, and jump in. And depending on how cold it is where you live, granted you don't live in Hawaii, not that I live here, I'm just visiting, but you get my point. You might not even have to add that much ice, since the water in the barrel tends to stay around ambient temperature. So it's definitely got a lot going on for it in terms of setup and design, and I would even dare to say it's a more comfortable ice bath experience overall. And that's because in the barrel, well, you're standing or squatting, depending on how tall you are, versus lying down, which you would do in something like the plunge or the forge. And I mean, if you look at Wim Hof, I mean, most of his cold water immersions are done standing up, usually in open waters or some type of wood barrel. Now, I'm not entirely sure about the science here and whether one position is better than the other. What I can tell you, however, is that standing up in the cold, it feels much more like the experience of being in a cold ocean or a lake, in that, well, it's a lot easier for me to breathe and to get centered than it is when I'm laying down in something like the forge. Now, that being said, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of the barrel's entering and exiting experience. Yes, there is a step-up stool, but you really have to hoist yourself in both ways, which is not at all graceful and much harder on the way out when you're freezing cold and wet. On top of that, well, there's no built-in filtration system. So that means you're gonna have to change the water a lot, like maybe once a week, depending on how much you're using it. Now, alternatively, you can just buy a separate filter and plug it in, like the one I got from Marineland for 90 bucks. It is made for small aquariums, so not exactly the most powerful filter out there, but it's relatively easy to install and it does get the job done. So if those hangups don't bother you that much, then I think ice barrel is a pretty solid choice. However, I will say it is probably best suited for people that have a backyard and live in a colder climate. Or at the very least, you have a space to keep it cool all year round. Now, I am not one of those people. I live in a small 1-bedroom apartment, 3 stories up, with a patio that gets direct sunlight all day, but somehow doesn't have an outside hose or a place to drain water without pissing off my downstairs neighbors. So, kind of less than ideal conditions. And I'll admit, the setup of the barrel kind of sucked.
This is not how hoses work.
It took a really long time and required way too many trips to the hardware store. But finally, alas, I figured it out. That old garden hose, the shower trick, it worked.
Look at that, guys. I did it. I did it all by myself. It only took 20 tries.
Leaving me with just one final but critically important piece for this ice barrel, which is the ice. So $65 and 80 pounds of ice later, I had myself a legit ice bath. And it stayed cold for a whopping 2 dips. So less than an hour. Which, I don't know about you guys, but that is way too much effort for such little return. In hindsight, probably not the best decision putting the barrel smack up against the sauna of an 80-degree apartment in the middle of summer, though I imagine this would probably be less of an issue if the barrel was actually insulated, but it's not. And so in order to keep it consistently cold all the time, that's gonna require some outside help. Meaning you can either A, keep buying ice, which is what I did, though it gets very expensive over time, or you can B, buy an industrial ice machine, which that takes up a lot of space and also costs a fortune, or C, invest in an aquarium chiller. But that too does cost thousands and apparently makes a lot of noise when it's on. Maybe not ideal, and you'll probably spend more on a cooling device than you will the barrel itself, but it is doable. And even with all these random add-ons, the barrel still ends up being cheaper than the Forge at the end of the day. Speaking of which, let's get into the Forge and talk about what you get for its exorbitant price tag. And let me just preface this by saying I can only speak to the experience of using one, not actually owning one, because I do not have the funds for that. So my knowledge is pretty limited on the setup and maintenance, but I will tell you everything I know. I mean, it makes its own ice and it comes with a digital controller, so you can keep it at 55 or 40 or even 32 degrees Fahrenheit all the time, regardless of the ambient temperature. I mean, heck, you can even stick it up next to a sauna and it's gonna stay freezing cold, which makes for a great fire and ice experience. If you're in the market for that, definitely try out the one that I went to at Spacebar Wellness in Pasadena. Tell them I sent you. They'll take good care of you, I hope. But it also works outside as well, and it does come with some built-in filtration, so you don't have to drain it as often. I mean, maybe once every couple of months, which is actually very little compared to probably once a week with the barrel. So in that sense, it could probably save you a lot of time and definitely water. And well, I am not gonna say it'll save you money since it is $13,000, but it might be able to save a little bit on your energy bills since the Forge actually uses less power than a hairdryer. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be on all the time, so you can turn it off from time to time. But moving on to experience, and I've got to hand it to the people at Forge. You guys did a really great job at making ice baths, well, sexy. I mean, Wim Hof, he really tried. Ben Greenfield, I think he did a better job. But Forge, they really took it to the next level with their ultra lavish woodwork and design that makes 32-degree water somehow look inviting. Now add to that the very important cleanliness factor. The water is crystal clear and you can see the bottom of the basin every time, which is not something I can necessarily say about the ice barrel. Now that being said, the Forge is not without its limitations. I found that it can be very slippery.
Yep, so just a couple of things. There's a big sheet of ice on the bottom, so careful when you slide in.
Cool.
And then that metal neck rest they've included. Why? I have no idea, because it is not very comfortable. And if you're fidgety like me, it makes it really difficult to sit still and try to relax for a whole 4 minutes. On top of all of that, I mean, if you're thinking about getting one for your home, the tubs are huge. The smallest model is 6 feet long and weighs 350 pounds empty. So you're really gonna need a dedicated space with power and drainage if you're gonna make this work in your house. But of course, the biggest limiting factor, at least for me, is, my God, the Forge is expensive. Their models run anywhere from 12 to 20K, and even a refurbished one on their site, it starts at 8 grand. So it might be the best bath from a technical perspective, but until these prices come down, the Forge will still be the most inaccessible option for the average consumer, which is frustrating. And even some of the cheaper options from companies like Cold Plunge and Polar Monkeys, they're still pretty pricey, and they're gonna cost you anywhere from 4 to 6K just to get started. And while the Ice Barrel, I think, is the most durable and affordable of the pre-built tubs out there, it is still $1,200, which got me wondering, is it actually worth it? So I called up a professional ice bather. Yes, that's a thing. His name is Scott Carney. He's also an investigative journalist and an author. But I wanted to get his take on things, since he's done a heck of a lot of cold therapy in his day, and he's even worked alongside Wim Hof while writing the book, What Doesn't Kill Us.
I don't think I've talked to one single person who doesn't struggle immensely with getting their cold plunge. And it just makes me wonder, like, is it actually worth it? Like, does the struggle that you have to put in, because it's gonna suck, but is it worth it? And what would you say to that?
Oh, totally worth it. I mean, if you're going to talk about healthcare advantages for like not having, for having a real tool to help with anxiety, a real tool to help with autoimmune illnesses, a real tool to help with all of the things that we know that cold helps with, weight loss. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on and on. Read my book, What Doesn't Kill Us. You know, all of that stuff. Like there's a huge amount of benefits for this. And if you compare it to a lifetime on pharmaceuticals, it's so much better. Pay for the Forge, pay $14,000, whatever the Forge is. And you're gonna be, your life will be better if you cast it as like a healthcare, you know, long-term chronic illness device. The only problem with that is that results do vary. You know, I can't promise you that it's going to cure your cancer or cure your anxiety or cure your depression. This is just what I've experienced and I've seen other people experience, but it might not work for you. So you need to be sure that that is something that happens. So it's a tricky business for sure. But in terms of like a medical device or a health savings account or something like that, like even the Forge is it's a drop in the bucket to what you're actually spending on healthcare in America.
And I really do love Scott's take here and agree that it's hard to put a price tag on something with so much potential benefit. And there are some other ways around getting cold if you don't have the money for an ice barrel or Forge. There are plenty of DIY chest freezer videos. I'll link some in the show notes below for you guys to check out. Even start with a cold shower or put ice in your tub. I did that for the longest time. It's not as pleasant. It is kind of a lot of work, but it will do the trick, and see how it goes so you can figure out if you have enough reason and it's part of your routine enough to actually go and invest in one of these things. But that being said, on a more personal note, I can't even put into words how much of an impact the ice barrel has had on my own life in just the last few weeks. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in a future episode, but the long and short of it is that my fiance cheated on me. And he ended our relationship abruptly after 9 years together. It was hard enough to get out of bed every day, let alone get myself into cold water. But when all this happened, I made a little pledge to myself that I would do something hard every single day to help me get through the pain. So I started small, and we're talking like a couple seconds of cold in the shower every day. But gradually I worked my way up and finally felt ready to take on the ice barrel. And so when I got back in that water for the first time, holding back tears despite being pounded in the face with rain and wind, well, I realized in that moment, in all that struggle and all that pain, that I never felt so fucking alive. And so for me, the barrel is so much more than just an ice bath. It's my 4-minute refuge from all the stress of life. It's the reset button that sometimes I need to just get myself through a tough day. And most importantly, it's my daily reminder that we all can do hard things, especially when we think we can't. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I will include a bunch of links for you guys to check out everything I mentioned in this video and more, including some of the DIY cold plunge chest freezing stuff. But I just wanted to say on a lighter note, thank you for all your support, for all your love, patience as I continue to work out my life. As you can see, I'm in Hawaii right now, very impromptu, but I'm getting through. And thank you to Ice Barrel for sending me this. You had no idea at the time when you did that it would have such an impact. So thank you to everyone. And I'm looking forward to next week. We're going hot next time with sauna. So make sure to subscribe, stay tuned. And until then, I cannot wait to catch you on the next one.